Hey guys, this is week 4 in FCST 1010, and this week we will be going into Module 4, so you can access that by going to Content, up here at Content Items, and then we're going to go to Module 4. So again, this week in the module, we're going to be talking about thinking and learning and how you learn best and what you can do about how you learn best to learn even better. So you're going to come in first and you're going to come to the Welcome to Module 4, and what you'll see here is everything that you have due this week. So the content quiz is due by Wednesday at 11:59. Keep in mind that that content quiz you have to score an 80% on, or you won't see any of the rest of the work for this course, which I think might be throwing some of you off. You have to make an 80%. Again, my recommendation is going to be print off the quiz like I did here, and then as you go through the content, just mark the right answer on the quiz. The quiz is fairly simple. It says in this article, find out this answer, and so on and so forth. So just go through it, and if you have any questions, let me know. Your journal entry 4 is due by Thursday at 11:59, and then your responses are due by Sunday. Remember, your journal entry is 200 words, and your responses to 3 classmates are 100 words each. Then your challenge 4 and your going further are both due by Sunday the 6th at 11:59. So then when you go actually into the content into Module 4, you will see a good bit of content this week. And it's going to take you probably about an hour to go through all the content. You're going to have these 2 readings, which one of them, the first one, is Are Learning Styles Important in Teaching Methods? And you'll just read through this article. But I think really teachers should use all learning styles in their teaching, or all ways to get information into the brain. That's what I tell my students, is that I want you to be able to see the information, I want you to hear it, I want you to talk about it, and I want you to be able to touch it, because that's 4 different ways into your brain to help you remember the information. And that's really important. If you only interact with the information in one way, you will not learn it as well as if you interact with it in multiple ways. And then this article really speaks to that. Learning styles all are not created equally. A lot of what you're going to learn this week is that we say that there are learning styles, but there really aren't. There are ways that you learn better because you have a certain bent to your brain, but the way the brain processes information is probably not what you think it is. But teachers have been really going after this VARK method for a while, and it was really brought about mostly by Orton Gillingham, which y'all probably don't know who that is, but that is a group of people that really are going after teaching dyslexics how to read. And so dyslexia, whenever they teach letter sounds to kids who are having trouble reading, they do it through this VARK method, which means the visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic, because that's 4 different ways into your brain. And if you have 4 paths into your brain, you are more likely to learn the information. So, you all probably know this, but research has shown over and over and over again that if you write information, you're more likely to remember it, not type. Right. Writing information makes you more likely to remember it, because the pathway between your fingers and moving the pencil to your brain is a stronger pathway than typing. So it's interesting. But go through this article, and the important part about this article is down here at the bottom there's a VARK questionnaire to see what kind of learner you are, and you will need to take that questionnaire. So then you come back down here and watch these videos. Learning styles don't exist. This one's a little bit longer. It's very interesting. It's about 6 minutes. The learning styles transcript, critical thinking, 7 steps of creative thinking. You're going to have questions on your quiz specifically about this article, specifically about the common sense one, and it's 9 minutes long, so you need to watch it in its entirety. And you're going to have questions about these learning styles up here. Also, there's a question on each of these. So you're just going to want to pay attention as you're going through, and that's why having the quiz in front of you before you come to this content is really smart, because then you can just mark them and then you go take the quiz and submit it and make your 100. So, or you only have to make an 80. But after you make the 80 on the content quiz, then you will be able to see the rest of your assignments, which is your journal entry 4, your challenge 4, and your going further. So your journal entry 4 is just going to answer this question: how do you learn best? So you can use that learning style inventory that you just took, or you can just use anecdotal evidence. You can say, sitting in class, taking notes, and give me explicit examples of how that works. But that's going to be due on Thursday. And then you're going to have your challenge, and you're going further. So your challenge is you're going to play this game, and you're going to use practical, critical, and creative thinking to get through this game. It's about living on a budget and having things coming at you, and you have to make decisions about what you're going to do. And so you're going to have to come in and answer these 4 questions. How did you feel about this game? How did you do? Some of you are not going to make it to the end of the game. Some of you are. How successful were you in using your street smarts? If you were a single parent in this game, what free or cheap resources would you use to think about what you had to do as you went through? And then look at this game from another angle. You work for a nonprofit. Just like the single parent in Spent, if time, money, and staff weren't a concern, how would you help people in this situation? To get full credit on your challenge this week, you're going to have to answer all of those questions. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take this little assessment, the Practice Miller Analogy Test. This is very hard, so don't get freaked out about how hard it is. Just go and do your best. So you're going to go to this website, and then it's going to bring you can practice analogies here if you want. Pick one of these tests. There's only 15 questions, and you're going to take it. And then you're going to do a screenshot. If you're on a MacBook, I believe it's Control Shift the number 4. And if you are on a Windows, you're just going to go to the snipping tool, which if I can find the snipping tool, I'll show it to you over here. I can't find it. Here we go, the snipping tool. And you will just copy the screen, and this is what you will load. You do a new snip here, and then you just save it. Then you'll upload that into Dropbox, and that is your assignment. Just don't get freaked out when I say it's difficult, because it really is very difficult. But all you have to do is upload your screenshot that you took it. And then that's it. That's everything for the week. So, again, just to recap, you will have your content quiz on Wednesday. So it's all on here. Everything will become available on Monday. Your content quiz is due on Wednesday. Your journal entry is due on the 5th. I need to change this date. Your journal entry is due on the 5th, and then your challenge and your going further is due on the 8th. So if you have any questions about the content, this week's content is a little more challenging, but if you have any questions about the content or anything else in Module 4, please feel free to shoot me an email. Y'all have a great week.